Hatbox Ghost reminds me a lot of Boba Fett. Take a character everyone barely sees or knows about at first, but has a cool design, and they become a fan favorite. I mean, the Hatbox Ghost was only in Disneyland's mansion for a few months when the ride opened in 1969, so most visitors never even saw him. But since he became such a fan favorite over the decades, Disney finally debuted him as a brand new animatronic in 2015, utilizing projections to finally get the disappearing head trick to work. Since then, Walt Disney World fans have been begging to get this guy over at their mansion in Florida, but it never happened. Then, back in April, strange and frightening sounds echoed through the halls when Disney teased on TikTok that Hatbox could be making the journey to Florida's mansion. Fast forward to today and it's confirmed. The Hatbox Ghost is coming to Florida this year. It's unclear when exactly he will arrive, but construction will begin soon. Of course, I'm incredibly excited about this. Despite having never seen Hatbox myself, he's always been a favorite of mine for his cool design and mysterious backstory. But on July 28th, Disney gave a bit more information on his inclusion in the Florida mansion, particularly his placement. In Disneyland, the Hatbox Ghost famously appears in the attic, right around when the bride shows up. Many assumed he would find the same home in the Magic Kingdom, but that's apparently not the case. And where he is going could have some ghastly implications on the overall story of the Haunted Mansion. Before we begin our discussion, be sure to summon the spirits by hitting that subscribe button. With that down, let's begin our seance. So the Hatbox Ghost in Magic Kingdom will be placed near the Endless Hallway, very early on in the start of the ride. Sounds cool, a new home for him that differentiates the mansions more, but this does conjure a dismaying observation. The Hatbox Ghost now appears before Madame Leota's seance, where the Happy Haunts materialize. For those unaware, you actually don't see any ghosts before Leota's seance. You see hinges creak in doorless chambers, candlelights flicker where the air is deathly still, and you see this guy panicking in his coffin. But no actual silly specters. But now that changes with Hatbox appearing so early on. This offers a chilling question. Does the Hatbox Ghost ruin the story of the Haunted Mansion in Florida? My initial reaction, along with seemingly the entire Disney Parks fandom, was, well, panic. How could they do this? Do they not care about their own story at all? Did no one think this through? Then, I took a breather and thought about it. Maybe, just maybe, this was intentional. Maybe our dapper ghost friend has powers beyond his 998 companions. Maybe he can traverse the land of the living and the regions beyond without Leota's assistance. And while not particularly canonical to the ride itself, some of Hatbox's appearances in other stories could support this theory. Now, I'm gonna get into some fairly big spoilers for the new Haunted Mansion movie. If you haven't seen it yet, it was a pretty good one and I recommend it. Feel free to save this video for later if you don't want any spoilers for it. With that said, here we go. In the movie, it's revealed that the Hatbox Ghost is one of the owners of the mansion, who tragically lost his wife and hired Madame Leota to try and summon her spirit through a seance. When the seance failed, he insisted she continue trying, which inadvertently opened a rift between worlds that turned his mansion into, well, the Haunted Mansion. While he is invisible until later in the movie, he seems to have the ability to manipulate the living more than other spirits in the film. He's also a full-on villain this time around. But let's look at a different version, from a Marvel Comics miniseries back in 2016. In this version, Hatbox is actually a good guy, trying to help the protagonist from the main villain, Constance Hatchaway, the bride. Despite not being a huge fan of the comic overall, I did love how they utilized the Hatbox Ghost. One of my favorite details about him was that he was able to use his Hatbox to travel between dimensions, connecting all the mansions around the world. This would be the first time a story has connected the mansions in Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Tokyo Disneyland, and even the Phantom Manor in Paris. Now, with this story in mind, it actually starts to make sense that our favorite top hat-wearing ghoul appears before he's summoned. It's because he can travel independently, with his own powers. Or, you know, maybe Imagineers just forgot Leota summons the spirits before any show up. That's definitely a possibility. In the end, I hope Disney incorporates some kind of explanation for the decision within the ride, Even if the explanation exists in comics or movies, it does take away from the ride if you suddenly need to research before riding to understand it. I would love it if he appears multiple times throughout the ride and functions similarly to the original concept for the Raven, a silent guide through the mansion while the ghost host narrates. Unclear intent, friend or foe, who knows. But what do you think? Do you like where the Hatbox Ghost is being placed? What do you think is the reason he appears before the seance? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, you can send us your sympathetic vibrations by hitting the like button and subscribing so we can materialize more chilling videos. We also have Instagram, TikTok, you can find those with the link tree in the description. Thanks for watching and hurry back!